Am I in somebody's way?
Second.
Am I in your way? I'm sorry.
Hi.
Okay, how are you?
We're good. You can sit down.
Can you see me?
You can sit here at least.
You can see me?
Yep. Thank you. Alright, I have a form, Jim.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Jim. Gotta find that mute button. How are you?
What- Is it sunny there or?
No, that's just the light mic.
You have the tint in your glasses, that's why.
Oh, no. That's it's a light filtering tint from when I hurt my head a few years back. Otherwise I get headaches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Terry,
Yes,
did you get my explanation, that email?
yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll start the meeting. Could I have a roll call?
Stacy,
Here,
Mr. Andre.
He just signed in.
Okay. Ms. Wilbur McLeod. Ms. McIntyre. Mr. Giantino,
Here.
Mr. Gravis,
Here.
Mr. Cuddy,
Here,
Mr. Gasper,
Here.
Mr. Beer.
here. Okay, the minutes of the October 20th meeting. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second. Brandon? All right, is there any changes or additions to the minutes that anybody wishes to make? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions carried. Okay, thank you. Bills and communications.
So we have pilot payments that need to go out, and it looks like for this month, Central Building, Courier Plastics, Mass Studios, Clinton City, and Tussey Plastics all have payments to be dispersed. The total came to $478,244.23. And on the report, there's a breakdown of what's going to the city, school, and county. And those are the only bills.
Okay. It looks like so far we're ahead of the game as far as getting the payments in, and certainly no problem getting them back out again. But the majority of the pilots have been paid. It looks like, so we're doing well. It still stands that if they don't have them in by the end of the year, that they will be fined. So
Those reminders did go out today, because I know holidays are coming. So I sent out the reminder that not by January 1st, a 1% fee will hit. So
Yeah.
those will go out in the mail.
And they've been good since we reinstituted that fee. They've all been very good about making their payments and making sure they're in by the first of the year. So that's worked well. Report of the treasurer.
In the,
Bill,
Your package,
Jim, I
Yeah.
need a motion for the bill.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, I'm sorry. Can I have a motion to pay the bills for the pilot payments?
So moved.
Second, please.
second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? Abstentions carried. Thank you. Now, Roger.
page 10 of your package, just paging down through there, there's the profit and loss budget performance and the balance sheet. I was going to cover the profit and loss budget performance. Since last meeting, we've had $1,000 of fees come in. You can see that in the left-hand column, which is labeled October 21. As far as significant expenses, the $5,000 administrative fee to the county was paid. And so I would also indicate that if you look at the third column over January to October 21, you can see that the contract services is an amount of $15,000. If you look at the budget column, which is all the way over to the right, the budgeted amount is 20. So we have another 5,000 to pay before the end of the year. I would also ask, just for clarification, since we have had a pretty solid year income-wise, it is typical that I believe in the fourth quarter, we will be paying an additional amount over and above the 5,000 based on a percentage of this extensive revenue. I just was going to check with the staff to make sure I'm correct on that, I mean, you know, you don't have to bill us if you don't want to, but I do expect that there's an additional amount over that 5,000. And I just wanted to verify that and prepare us for it coming.
You know what the number is. I'm not sure what the number is, Rob, but he has a 20% fee share.
Okay,
So that.
but there will be an extra billing coming in before the end of the year.
Yes, yep, so December, next month, I'll have your bill for it.
Okay, and that's similar to last year, but I wanted the board to be aware of the fact that that additional amount will be forthcoming. Those are the comments on the profit and loss. No significant remarks on the balance sheet other than to carry on with what Jim said, that we have billed all the pilots. And you can see a rather extensive amount that is due to us, and trust that it will be paid in before the end of the year.
Okay.
Any questions on the finances?
No, the only thing I have a question about is, and it would be to Taylor. Are we going to, will we have that in hand where we can put it on the payables for the December 15th meeting? That whatever that.
Are you asking about the fee share?
Pardon me?
Are you asking about the fee share, if that will be ready for the December 15th meeting?
Yeah, the above and beyond the 20,000 for contract.
That will not be in for, by the middle of the month, I will not have it, no.
You okay? So that won't go in until probably January then?
Right, so I calculated December 30th, I wait till I have to have the end of December.
I would expect, Jim, in our audited financials for the end of the year, the auditors will accrue that as a 2021 expense. By
Well,
that time, it will
that
be
was my
known.
question. Would we be paying it out of 2021? The billing for 2021? Or is it going to be carried over to 2020?
No, so similar, I mean, not to interrupt anybody else, but similar to last year, it will be accrued on the financials, the audited financials, and will go against our 2021 net income as a deduction.
Okay, but it'll go against 2021.
Right.
Because if you look at the 2021, it doesn't reflect anything from last year.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
As it
Okay.
shouldn't be, as it shouldn't, because it was picked up in 2020.
Right, okay. I just wanted to clarify that so that everybody's on board with that. No surprises. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Roger.
Oh, that's the question. Any other additional questions on the report? Okay, Jim, that's the extent of the report.
Okay. One question I had about the Seminary Commons, the pilot with Seminary Commons, since we changed that pilot, is that being reflected in 2021, what their input is?
Jim, I'm gonna have to look and get back to you on that. Rick Cook handled that one.
Okay, okay. I think it's a technicality, but I want to make sure that we're in line where we're supposed to be as far as the payments are.
Yeah. If it changed this year, my guess is that it's going to come into effect next year, but I'll take a look at that and get back to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good.
Jim, and just to dovetail on that, and just to get clarification for my own purpose, I mean, you can see on a comparative basis between 20 and 21, the amount for pilot receivable under Seminary Commons is virtually the same. So if you're expecting that there was going to be an increase, you could kind of conclude that there hasn't been.
No, there should be a decrease because the property itself has decreased that the pilot was for.
Okay.
They had an outright sale to the city of Auburn. So what the pilot is for now is less square feet than it was before. So I believe we reduced the cost of the pilot for them, but I'm not sure it was 2021 or 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, my recollection was the decrease. But like I said, my guess is that it would come into effect next year.
Okay.
But I'll take a look at it and I'll get back to you.
That'd be good. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Does anybody have any questions about the P&L or the balance sheet? Is there a motion to accept the P&L budget performance and balance sheet as written?
I'll make a motion.
So
Second,
moved.
please. I want to amend that we're making the motion to accept it the only thing outstanding would be the Seminary Commons, and that'll be clarified, okay?
I'll make a
How-
motion.
How do you want to write that, Rob?
I would just note it in the minutes, subject to clarification of Seminary Commons pilot.
Okay. Okay, Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. And the second was Bill Andre? Was that seconded, please?
Yes,
Okay. All
Yes,
those in-
I did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions carried. Thank you. Moving on. The CETA staff report.
So a metric snapshot through November, we've actually exceeded our annual metrics around existing business assistants. This year, we were looking to target 80. At this point, we're at 110, and we will continue on with that number. And with entrepreneurs assisted, our target goal this year was 65. We're at 64, which is really exciting, especially with the year of COVID impact. This has been a really great year, and it's been the highest metrics CETA has ever had in terms of business engagement and entrepreneur engagement. So I'm really, really proud of the CETA team and everything we've been able to accomplish thus far. And it's not even the end of the year yet. The micro enterprise program is wrapping up. We have 3 weeks left of that. The program is expected to graduate with 5 entrepreneurs. And upon graduation, they all should receive a $5,000 grant that is funded through the city of Auburn. The 5 businesses that are going to be coming out of the program will focus on a specialized pet boutique, a gaming and arcade. There will be a holistic wellness service business, a lingerie business, and a youth and college athlete service company that will help young athletes with their admission videos when applying for scholarships or going into college, which is really, really great. There will be a pitch competition. Graduation's on December 3rd, so we'll push that out to all of our board members if they would like to tune in and hear the final pitches of these 5 entrepreneurs and their business plans. Devin just launched our 3rd investor spotlight video, which is a really great mashup of several interviews with Coloco Winery, New Age Renewable, and Dumont Farms. And it also, on the tail end of it, really kind of starts digging into CETA and who we are and the types of services that the specialists offer here as well. And then also, we just released the blog about a really great collaboration that we did with Dumont Farms and BOCES, the PALS class, which is the plant, animal, and life science class. Students wanted to get hands-on experience with utilizing drones. So we connected them with Dumont to do a lot of footage, which CETA will actually benefit from. We can start using that as some B-roll for some industry exposure. And we are looking to actually create a series of these videos that Hugo Works will be able to use for recruitment tools to actually create virtual job industry exposure opportunities and do job on the job site interviews as well. That is all I have.
Okay, and the, I would add that the HR committee is going to be meeting December 1st at 8 o'clock in the morning, hopefully to move forward on the executive director. Trying to get this bad time of the year to try to get everybody together, but we're able to do it for December 1st, so. Okay, does anybody have any questions of Danielle? Small business support.
We have nothing. That just stays on the agenda.
Okay. New business. Terrapin resolution authorizing negotiation of and disposition of interest in real property.
This is my first resolution. I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry.
I said, do I need to do anything?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I'll put it on the floor.
Has everybody read the resolution?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to put this on the floor?
I'll put it on the floor.
And second, please.
Bill Andre seconding.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I asked all the questions I wanted to ask last month when the representative from Terrapin was here. I would just ask if we could have an explanation of type of land sale that this is. It's a little different than a normal land sale and why we're doing it this way.
So I think Terrapin approached you all for an option. It's not a land sale. It is an option in the property. It is,
With an option to buy.
it is an option to purchase the property. It's not a land sale itself. They do not have a license to operate a marijuana cultivation or processing facility in the state of New York at this point. There is no guarantee that they will get one. Given that, from business perspective, it would not make a lot of sense for them to go ahead and purchase property without that license in hand. So this gives them the option to purchase it in the event they are able to get licensed. So that's the reason they would go about it this way from a business perspective. Another thing I would point out, as long as I'm talking and want to hear the sound of my own voice, out of an abundance of caution, one of the things we have to do for this type of disposition is to put in an explanatory statement with certain officials at the state level, Office of State Comptroller, and some people at the legislature and governor's office, to explain why we are doing this, how it fits with AIDA's job creation mission, and so forth. It's not a particularly difficult or anything where we expect significant pushback on, but it's something we have to go through in order to undertake this type of disposition, because the option itself is considered a disposition. So the option is written such that we can sign it once the option is approved, but the option itself will not come into effect for 90 days so that we can go through that explanatory statement process.
Thank you.
So do we need to communicate with the state first, are you saying, Rob, or can we go ahead?
What we'll do is approve it and sign the option subject to the explanatory statement process. If the state comes back and says that you can't move forward with the option itself, then we'll refund them their money and go our separate ways.
Okay, it'll be negated. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But as I say, no actual disposition goes into effect until 90 days out. You're signing an agreement, but nothing is effective until 90 days.
Okay. Did I get a motion?
You
Yes.
did, you have a motion and a second.
Okay. I thought I did, but I wanted to make sure. Is there any further discussion or questions anybody wishes to ask about this?
Oh, one more thing. Sorry, Jim. One more thing I wanted to point out is this is a type 2 action under seeker. It's not a type of action. We're talking about the option itself. They're not actually doing anything on the property. They have the right to do take certain minimal actions on the property in the event the option does go forward after that 90-day period. But other than that, they don't have the right to build or anything on it. One of those things is to conduct environmental tests themselves. But other than that, what they can do on the property is very limited. So we're designated as a type 2 action that will not have an adverse impact on the environment. If they decide to purchase the property, or you decide that you want to give them some sort of financial assistance in the future, then you'd have to reevaluate what is going on. But just for purpose of the option, it's a type 2 action, and that finding is in the resolution.
Okay, now are they allowed to make access to the property for purposes of testing? In other words, put a cut down or make a driveway in there so that they can go in and do testing? Or are they not allowed to do any changes to the property?
They can have reasonable access, and they can build temporary structures without access to the building, without affecting the property. Sometimes people will build little tents.
Yeah.
So they don't get rained on. They can do that kind of thing, but it's very minimal.
So they can't do an improved roadway in there?
No, nothing to that extent.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're talking about very minimal changes to the property.
Okay.
And it would all have to be at AIDA's consent, with prior written consent. And you would have veto authority over anything that they do.
Okay. What's the chain of command on that?
You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have any further questions? All those in favor of the resolution moving forward as written? Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Did somebody just ask a question?
No,
No.
I thought that I'm having trouble with the getting crosstalk on here. So all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions carried. All right. And we'll get that off to the state as soon as possible. Rob, are you going to draft that letter to the state?
Yeah, I'll draft it. I'll have it out by Friday at the latest for you guys to review, and then we can get it out early next week.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. Yeah, because I'm going to, I'll be here until Wednesday. I'm leaving Wednesday morning for Washington, so I won't be back until the Tuesday following, so.
No, we want to start the clock ticking as soon as possible. So I already started drafting it, so I should have it over by tomorrow afternoon, Friday morning at the latest.
Okay.
It was not a roll call vote.
It should be.
It should be a roll call vote.
Okay.
Oh.
You're right.
I if it says roll call, I can just change it to what actually happened. It's okay. In other words, I can amend the written resolution to follow what.
Let's take a roll call vote, just in case, just so that we're clear as like who's here, who isn't.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Mr. Daisy,
Yes.
Mr. Andre,
Yes.
Ms. Wilbur McLeod, Mr. Gasper,
Yes.
Mr. Cuddy,
Yes.
Mr. Beer,
Aye.
Ms. McIntyre,
yes,
Mr. Giantino,
Aye.
Mr. Greider.
Aye.
Okay. The report of the audit committee. Basically. Just a second here, let me. Basically, what the audit committee did was review the policy, and there were no changes to the policy. And so we, as a committee, approved the audit policy, and we need to have the full board approve it so that it's updated as far as the date on the policy goes. Anybody have anything further on the audit committee?
I would just say that one of the policies was it was discussed and updated with, and declared that it was in the shape we want it to be in is the whistleblower policy. So that seems to have a lot of attention these days, and I would say that we've addressed it appropriately in our committee.
Agreed. So we need a motion to update as written the audit policy and the whistleblower policy. Right, Roger?
Yeah, yes.
So may I have a motion to update and approve the current audit policy and whistleblower policy?
Motion.
Brandon, second, please.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. I don't think we need a roll call vote on that. We, all in favor?
aye,
Opposed? Abstentions carried. Thank you. Self-evaluation forms. I thought we had them all in there, Taylor.
We do it yearly.
Pardon me?
It happens yearly. So I ask for them every year around this time of the year.
Okay, are you gonna send them out to everybody?
They're in your packets. I can send it out individually.
Oh, it's in the packet?
Yep, it's in the packet.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
So you can return it, mail, you can drop it off, you can email it. If you want anonymous, you can mail it or however you want to handle it.
We can do that. We can just, if you would, please fill that out and get it back to Taylor as soon as possible so that we're up to date on that. Okay. Now. Does anybody have any updates as board members that they wish to bring up? Okay. Upcoming events.
Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to point out two things that are cool to me as a bond lawyer guy. that happened as part of the infrastructure bill. Two things that are passed were there's a broadband provision, which will probably apply more to rural areas. But I don't know how far out and what kind of areas that in and around Auburn that potentially could be served by an upgrade to the broadband facilities, potentially. The other is carbon recapture facilities to upgrade heavy industry or to create a standalone carbon recapture facility to remove carbon from the air and recapture it and put it into potentially useful products. There's low-cost financing for that sort of facility or equipment to upgrade plants to allow for carbon recapture financing for that as well. Both of which AIDA would have the authority to issue. So if anyone happens to come to AIDA with that sort of project, you do in fact have the authority to issue those sorts of bonds. So
Very good.
just an update on that from the infrastructure that passed on Monday, or was enacted on Monday.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
I can see an advantage on this carbon recovery for steel mills because they're constantly looking for places to get carbon, and that would be a great place to recycle it.
Yes.
They make carbon steels. Okay. Upcoming events.
Just the ABO training happening December 8th and the 15th, both at 9:30 to 11. Chamber has canceled their their holiday party due to COVID. So that will not be happening. So they are done with events for the year.
The ABO training, you want to go into that a little?
Everyone, I know all the board members have already taken their ABO training for the year.
Say again, please.
All the board members have taken their training for the ABO. Everyone is current and up to date right now.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they wish to bring up at this time?
Also, can we just make sure that I have your sexual harassment trainings on file? I do not have everyone's just yet.
Okay. Could you just send a reminder out to those that haven't, with an email, just to remind them, please?
I can.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
If there's no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second, please.
Second, Katie.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions carried. Thank you very much. Have a good